This is Bobby Brink and welcome to our Facebook Live this morning. Super excited that we are going to share Conga with you this morning, one of our little leopards, one of my very favorites. So again, for those of you who don't know, I'm Bobby Brink, founder and director of Lions, Tigers, and Bears in Alpine, and we're super happy that you're tuned in for our live. And if you don't know what we do here, we rescue animals, provide a lifetime home, and we're an education center. So we work all over the country. We've done some international work, and we work with the first responders, state officials, animal owners to get animals from places that they don't belong to a sanctuary. And then here at Lions, Tigers, and Bears, we provide a lifetime home where they can live out their life in dignity. So before we get started, I just want to take a second to say thank you to one of our really special sponsors, been our sponsor for a really long time, Atlas Pumping Service. So if you have any pumping needs, this is a great company. They take very good care of us out here at Lions, Tigers, and Bears, and they've actually just sold their company, and it's now going to be called Liquid Environmental Services. So we just wanted to real quick say thank you to Atlas for all they've done to Lions, Tigers, and Bears, and welcome Liquid Environmental Services to our list. So myself and the keepers have locked Conga in her bedroom this morning, and we've spread some food in her habitat for you. So this is Conga. And we're gonna let her into the habitat so you can get to meet Conga. So Conga was born in 2004. She came here in June of 2004. And she's super curious, fierce, fast, and ferocious. She's a sneaky little cat. She actually had a pretty rough start in life for her whole 5 weeks before she came here. She was a captive bred pet, and she was abandoned by her previous owner. Conga's one of the only animals on the property that I did not go and pick up myself or see the conditions where she came from. I've just heard that they were, pretty bad. The lady was in quite a bit of problems, mostly for breeding and trouble. And we ended up helping her fix some fences and spay and neuter. And then we ended up taking Conga here for life. And we finished this little habitat, Congas Habitat, in 2005. So she is super playful. If you ever get to come to Lions, Tigers, and Bears, or you've been here, you know Conga is right in the middle, center of attention, and she loves to be the center of attention. She loves people, and she loves when you'll pay attention to her. She loves her hammock every afternoon. No matter what, you can always find Conga lounging in her hammock. So she overlooks the McGrath family tiger trails. She has a run that goes up on the top and across. So a lot of times too, if you're here, you can see her limitless energy. She'll be bouncing around and showing off to all the visitors and, trying to get their attention because, she thinks everybody comes to see her, not the big cat. She doesn't know she's not a big cat. She loves her. She loves if the caretakers will squirt water at her or squirt the water so she can run and chase the water. She doesn't necessarily want to be completely hosed off with the water, but she wants to continuously be running and chasing the water if you can squirt it for her. So a lot of people ask if leopards growl. They do growl when they're angry. They do purr when they're content. They're astoundingly strong, super agile. They're pound for pound one of the strongest big cats. They're able to climb trees even when carrying their heavy prey. So when they take down a prey, they'll often choose to take it back up the tree during the day. And then they keep it up in the tree to ensure that lions or other predators don't get their food. And they can lift about up to six times their body weight up a tree. So they're a mammal, they're a carnivore, they eat nothing but meat. Conga eats all raw meat with supplement, a lot of muscle meat, and if it's muscle meat, it's supplement. If it's carcass, we don't always have to supplement. But her favorites are bones, beef, and chicken. She loves chicken with the bone. And she'll chomp right through the bones, as you're seeing if she has any bone out there. Leopards live about 12 to 17 years in the wild, average about 20 years in captivity. Conga weighs about 90 pounds, and in the wild, her range would be rainforest, grasslands, mountain, and desert terrains. Let's see, the bird just scared her. She's a little scaredy cat. So leopards come from Africa, the Middle East, Asia, and Far East Russia. These cats are super elusive, super secret. They're extremely difficult to trace and locate in the wild. Most times, they will find you before you will find them, and they will be sneaking up above you or behind you. They're predominantly solitary, meaning they live alone in the wild. They have very large territories. The males' territories are, of course, larger than the females, and they do tend to overlap. And of course, like all big cats, they do growl when they're angry. When they give birth, they tend to have 2 to 3 cubs per gestation. The mothers refrain from wandering their territories, and they stay with the youngs until the young become capable, so the cubs can suckle. And around 3 months, they'll be kept hidden until the 8 weeks, just to protect them from the predators. So as you can see by looking at Conga, leopards have distinctive dark spots called rosettes, which create the beautiful patterns on her fur. Even the black leopards have these spots, so sometimes if you come out and you happen to see shadow in the sun, you'll get a glimpse of these spots. And they'll look just like Congas, but just like a shadow on the black. Leopards also have the widest range of all the habitats of all the big cats. So this allows them to survive on different geographical areas. Conga doesn't miss a thing. She knows everything that's going around. We would never want to move Conga because she's right in the center. She gets to know who's coming, who's going, who's going to stop and say hi to her, who's running the weed whacker, which keepers where. Very smart and very in tune with everything that's going on every day, especially for such an animal in the wild that would be so solitary and by themselves. She's a super skilled climber. She has no problem jumping up into that run. And with any luck, we can get her to run up there for you today. A lot of times in the wild, these leopards will communicate with distinctive calls. For instance, when a male wants to make another leopard aware of his presence, he'll make a hoarse, raspy cough. And then they also growl when they're angry, like domestic cats purr when happy and relaxed. So she's still prowling around, trying to get a little bit of her food. Jason is asking if these cats can drag a kill that weighs their same weight. They can pull anywhere from 4 to 6 times their body weight up a tree, so more than they weigh. They're super agile, super strong, and no problem getting a big prey up a tree, so they can save it for later. Conga does not alternate habitat. She has to be in a habitat with the tops. So she can only be moved into the 4 habitats that we have with the tops. But this cat, she's super happy right here. And she gets very afraid of new things. And like the tigers, she's a little more content with the same old, same old. I'm still prowling around trying to find some snacks. So don't be afraid to ask any questions or let us know where you're watching from. We're lucking out. It was raining, and this rain has stopped 2 days in a row for us. So I would guess her enclosure is about a little over 12,000 square feet plus her run. So the leopards, they need to have someone's asking about the enclosed top. The leopards can climb, and I have literally seen Conga hanging upside down on the trellis or the roof of these, and they can bounce off the side. They're super agile, climb right up, climb right down, and hang on. And somebody's asking if we get snow. We do get snow. We've got snow about 6 times this year so far, and if you look back on the Facebook, just go back, you'll see the beautiful snow pictures of all the animals in the snow. We're pretty lucky when it snows here. It usually comes overnight or comes for a day, and it's just enough to be absolutely beautiful, and it's gone in a day or two. So we're not really snowed in or out, and super good for the animals. Just enough for them to be able to play and then get back to normal. As you can tell, she has super good balance. She can walk out on every one of those limbs and not have to worry about falling. So we have someone watching from New Mexico. She's watching the lions over there in the McGrath family tiger trails. Maybe might go out in her run. Nope, still looking for food. So Beatrice is asking about the leopards in the exotic animal trade. Definitely almost as popular. The beautiful coat. People love the beautiful coat. And they do still use some of the leopards for photo opportunities. Not as popular as the lions and tigers for the photo opportunities, but we have had 2 leopards here, Kasara, and we still have Shadow, who were leopards that were declawed and used in the exotic animal trade for the photo shoots. So I think all of the species of big cats are definitely used in the exotic animal trade that we're working really hard to try to stop. So hi to Russ, he's saying hi, and hi to Denise from Santee. That is, Adam is asking if he was seeing Bakari in the background, and that is Bakari. He's in the McGrath family tiger trails, and he's up there trying to get our attention. Someone was asking about the tiger at the Bronx Zoo, so I would like to take a second to answer that question. There was a tiger diagnosed with the COVID-19 virus. So in humans, it's COVID-19, but in animals, it's SARS-CoV-2, which is the same. So it's a concern because now maybe possibly tigers could actually be a little bit more susceptible to getting the virus than a different species of animal. So this was given to the animal from a person. So it's a reverse zoonotic disease, meaning that it went human to animal instead of animal to human. And from what we know so far, it has not been found in any other exotic animals, but of course, the experts, every zoo person, every facility like our own, we are keeping an eye on every single one of our animals. It is a respiratory disease, and that was a female tiger, 4 years old, and they did PCR testing on duplicate respiratory tracts because it is a respiratory disease, and it's being studied by many experts. So Animal Health Diagnostic Center, the New York State Veterinary Diagnostic Laboratory, Cornell University College of Vet Medicine, the University of Illinois College of Vet Medicine, the USDA and the CDC are of course working with the New York State officials because it's the first of its kind. Everybody is, doing everything they can to do the science, do the research, just like in the humans. So here at Lions, Tigers, and Bears, we are just upping our PPE management, our disinfection protocols, limiting our staff, doing social distancing even from our animals. So Meg, who is filming and getting a little closer to Conga than ourselves, is wearing gloves and a mask. And we're just trying to stay 6 foot away from all of them whenever possible until we get through this. All of our main keepers are not leaving the ranch. We're all staying here, and then we just tried to stock up on everything we can and just see how long we can stay here without leaving and hold through this whole thing. So Julia's asking, how strong are leopards? They're super strong. Like we said, they can pull 4 to 6 times their body weight up a tree or even up a fence. So always would want to have them in a habitat that's completely covered where they have room to climb and run and jump. And she has her little run to climb and jump and then, run across the side of tiger trails. So they're super sneaky and super strong. So someone is asking what the signs might possibly be for an animal with COVID-19, or like I said in the animals, SARS-CoV-2. And in the tigers, we know the signs of sickness were dry cough, wheezing, anorexia, and then being lethargic or being tired. So every day we just check our animals, make sure we're not seeing any of those signs, along with everybody else who has exotic species. We do not believe yet that we need to panic or worry so much about our domestic animals. Just remember, always wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands. Ruth Ann is watching, Diane is watching. Hi Jen, all the way from Florida. She likes swimming. Jen's asking if she likes swimming. She likes swimming if there's a ball in her pool to play with or something to chase and run through. She won't just soak like the tigers, but she loves to chase water. Like if you have a water hose and you spray it all around, she'll chase the stream and run through the pond and play with a ball in the water, things like that. Get her food out of the water. So one of the things we work tirelessly at Lions, Tigers, and Bears is the Big Cat and Public Safety Act, because we really got to ask ourselves, do these animals really belong in a habitat outside of the wild or in a cage or caged for any reason? So the legislation we're working on right now is called the Big Cat and Public Safety Act. If you don't know who your constituent is and you're interested in talking to your constituent about helping us to get this passed, this would help with all the unnecessary breeding and the surplus animals. And there's so many of these animals that aren't as lucky to live like Conga, to have her keepers to take care of her every day and feed her and provide her what she needs, because some days she's just running around and bouncing off the walls, or other days she's quiet like today. It just depends. But to myself, I don't feel animals belong in cages at all. It's something for the younger generation to decide. Are we going to continue breeding animals to have them in cages or let them go extinct? So upside down. Someone is asking if her fur is a little softer. Trisha is asking. They almost feel like a furry cow, or a little bit softer than a cow or a horse. They have a hide, so that is how their fur, that's how you could explain that their fur feels. And she's in a cage because she was an abused animal who was taken on as a pet. And the lady was in a lot of trouble and she needed a place to go. So these animals cannot go back out in the wild. I wish they could, but they can't. There is no proven conservation to put these animals back in the wild. So once they're bred in captivity, they have to live in a cage or a habitat. So think about that when you're visiting someplace and they're telling you conservation, you know, you're going to donate your money to a baby for conservation. There's no such thing as the conservation of these big cats going back into the wild. So like I said, Conga's one of the favorites here, and I hope if you ever get to come and visit lions, tigers, and bears, or next time you're here, you get to stop by and see her. Tomorrow, during our live at 10:30, we are going to be addressing Tiger King. We've had a lot of questions about Tiger King. We do have a statement on our website, and you can look that up. We're a little bit disappointed that it doesn't show the true animal abuse, but tomorrow we are going to talk about a little bit of that. And I've known Joe since the 90s and been watching this situation since then, and surprised that this show didn't show a little bit more of the animal abuse. So tomorrow at 10:30, not going to share with you who the animal is yet, but we are going to be sharing a little bit about Tiger King. And as soon as the virus started, we are no longer allowed to have visits here during this, so we are closed down, and mostly for our animals' safety. But we did launch a fundraiser. It's called Help Us, Hang in There. It is on the homepage of our website, on social media, or you can text 71777. Text LTB to 71777 if you would like to help us to help these animals and help us to rescue more animals in the future. Super easy to make a donation. It's a $20 challenge, and we're just asking if people could donate $20 or more. It's also a peer-to-peer fundraiser, so you could click on the link and set up your own fundraiser. It helps you to make your own page so you can help us to fundraise to not only take care of these animals, help more animals in the future, but to get legislation passed that protects these animals so we don't have more and more and more rescued animals, that are living in cages instead of out in the wild where they belong. So if you don't mind to visit our Help Us Hang in There campaign, it would be great. And we can't thank all of you who have already donated and who are truly helping us to hang in there through this whole situation, and we will get through this, and we will see you on the other side. So we're hoping that you're having a great day, and goodbye from us and goodbye from Conga.